Welcome, ladies and gents, back again, and today you asked for it. The free-to-play team, my unstoppable tactic. Let's just see how it holds up under pressure. Now listen, when you're rocking a free-to-play squad, it's not about always having the perfect pieces. We work with what we get. It's a little bit of luck and a little bit of grind to get these players, and most of this team is made up with Player of the Week cards and Champions Club players. And where I couldn't get who I really wanted, I had to dip into the GP pool, like Ballon d'Or winner Rodri, an absolute steal. But hold up, can we just take a second to appreciate this midfield? Tell me that this isn't one of the best midfields in current world football. You've got Messi, yeah, he's getting on a bit, but then you've got the likes of Pedri, Rodri, Vitinha, Neves, some of the cleanest players on the ball today. Now I know some of you are screaming, where's Odegaard? And look, I get it, but for me, Pedri edges it just. So I dropped $500,000 GP on one man, Pep Guardiola, possession play maestro, built for my tactical setup. Still trialing Vitinha in goal. He's been a mixed bag, but I've got faith, and we're going to see how he holds up. By centre backs, it's a mix. I've got a ball player paired with the juggernaut in Upamecano. They're quick, they read the game well, especially important when we're pushing that high defensive line. My fullbacks, they're fast, set to defensive, because the problem is I don't have a proper defensive left back. So I had to slap on the defensive instruction on that guy and pray and hope for the best. Ian on the right, he's decent, but he's got low defensive awareness, but he's got that interception and blocker. So we'll take that. In front of them, Ballon d'Or Rodri. Boosted his passing, boosted his defense, doesn't need much speed, and that's where Vitinha and Pedri are going to step in. Both orchestrators, both silky. And honestly, Vitinha might be my favourite midfielder to watch right now. He's just so smooth. Then you've got João Neves. Box-to-box engine. Solid. Nothing flashy, but he gets it done. And then the GOAT. Lionel Messi, creative playmaker, you already know. Now up top, form has been a bit rough this week, so I've gone for Nakamura, classic goal poacher. Next to him, I've got Kai Havertz waiting in the wing as a deep line forward for that perfect link-up play. And then there's also Mbappe, who can also step in if I need to. Not ideal as a deep line forward, but for this style, he's an absolute menace. Honestly, for free to play, this, in my opinion, is the best Mbappe card you can run with. So that's the squad, that's the setup, tactics locked. Let's jump into some matches and let's see if this thing's as unstoppable as I say it is. The first opponent had a dream lineup. Kaká, Beckenbauer, Griezmann, Van Basten, an absolute powerhouse. But with those two defensive midfielders clogging the centre, I knew my midfielders would need some help with the build-up. That's when I brought in Kai Havertz, just to drop off the front line to create that extra link. Tactical move, spot on. In just over 2 in-game minutes, we made it count. Havertz combines with Messi on the edge of the box for a slip 1-2, and Messi strikes under pressure. It smashes off the post, ricochets off the goalkeeper, and trickles over the line. It's not the cleanest finish, but they all count, and this one seals the game early. It's a textbook example of how intelligent positioning and quick interplay can break down even the most legendary squads. This next match felt like a bit of a flashback because the squad was literally my own Road to Glory starter pack. Messi, Valverde, Casido, Son, Akanji, Jimenez, Olazabal. With that familiarity, I took a risk. I benched some of my stars and gave the bench a bit of a chance. Enter Ribery. He wins the free kick, steps up, top corner, a masterclass finish from the veteran to kill the game. Again, under 3 minutes. I didn't get the full footage of this match, but I did capture the winner. It's another stacked team, another storming start, another 3-minute finish. That makes it 3 matches, all closed out in record time. I get asked this a lot. What should you do against a classic 4-4-2 with these tactics? And my answer is always the same. Just remove those defensive instructions from your fullbacks and let them play. Let them help with the build-up. Just watch what happens here. My left back pushes high, opening up that space on the left hand side, joins the play and delivers a low driven cross right into the danger zone. That early aggression sets the tone. From all there, it's all about pressure. Smart pressing from the front means your opponent just can't get out of his half. We force mistake after mistake, regaining possession and keeping the tempo high. Messi nearly opens the scoring, but his shot's blocked by none other than Nakamura, accidentally getting in the way. A frustrating moment, but it wouldn't stay that way for long. 11th minute, redemption. Nakamura dances past his marker, quick feet through the gap, goes one-on-one with the goalkeeper, takes it early and slots it home. And that's how you dominate a 4-4-2. Smart tweaks, relentless pressure, and the players who bounce back when it counts. On to the next match, and this one didn't last long. My opponent came in with a very weak side, and to be honest, it showed. He managed to hold out for just 15 in-game minutes. Early on, João Neves had a golden chance to open the scoring. Really nice build-up play, finds the space, but credit to the goalkeeper, he pulls off a solid save to keep it level. From there, it was basically a training session. A bit of toying around, shifting the ball side to side, stretching the defence, just waiting for the moment to strike. The moment comes when Vitinha breaks through the lines, gets in behind, and is brought down in the box. No doubt about it, penalty awarded, up steps Messi, ice cold, bottom corner, goal, and that was all she wrote. 15 minutes, job done. Next up, opponent running a 4-2-3-1, but from the first whistle he was completely pinned in his own half. Just wave after wave of relentless pressure. He simply couldn't breathe. Every pass, every clearance, intercepted, turned over, recycled. It was textbook high press and it paid off big time. And it wasn't long before his defence began to wilt under this pressure. You could see it coming. A breakthrough was inevitable. And then bang, Mbappe makes his move. Blistering pace, runs through the gap, spots the keeper rushing out, goes for a cheeky little chip, saved. The goalkeeper gets a hand to it, but the danger is far from over. The pressure doesn't stop. Seconds later, the ball's back at Mbappe's feet. Composure, control, and this time he kills it low, around the goalkeeper, into the bottom corner. No mistake, ruthless finish, and that's what sustained pressure does. It doesn't just create chances, it guarantees them. Now I want to spin that on its head because I want to show you what happens when that happens to me and what I do to counter it. So I set up my man marking on his wide players like we do normally. I've got the same formation and tactic, defensive on my fullbacks. But just look here, right? I start off with some good possession and he can see that I'm going to maintain possession. So he switches his attacking strategy down in the bottom right corner. So now he's turned that on. What that's going to do is going to push my whole team back. And one of the ways of noticing when that happens is that when you play a through ball sometimes, it'll play it really, really short. And it feels weird. And you're going to see an instance of that here. Watch. I win the ball. I play a through ball. And my players sort of just like not really wanting to go forward. Look how my whole team will not move forward. So what I do, I counter this by setting my attack defense strategy to attacking as well. So if you feel like you're pinned in your own half, like that, set the attack strategy to attacking and it's going to push your team up and out. You can also use the D-pad as well. Hold left or right on the D-pad and that will also bring up your defense and team across the pitch. But just try the attacking strategy first, especially if your opponent has done that as well. So that really did change the game because it just becomes like every other match I was playing. Chance after chance, loads of pressure. I mean, it's sort of end-to-end-ish because he can sort of just launch it to his front players, but I was winning the majority of the headers. Little 1-2 around the corner here. He makes a great last-ditch tackle there to deny me. I made a massive error here, just trying to chip it from the goalkeeper to my wide player. But because it's set to possession, they will come short for the ball. So I got caught out there. And then here we go. Which says, win the ball. And then I'm on the attack. Here, almost intercepted the goalkeeper's clearance. But is that pressure once again? Messi having a long range shot, parried away by the goalkeeper. This little short corner. Unlucky here not to... No, I should have went for a shot there on that 6-yard box, but it wasn't to be. And then here it comes. Watch this. Watch this. Little spinning behind me. Watch this quick feet. Look at that. Bang, bang, bang. Touch, touch, bang. Beautiful. Nakamura. Out of the 12 players I faced in this run, only 2 even made it past half time. And this next opponent, he lasted the longest. But even then, he wasn't offering much going forward. Tactically, it was a bit of a stalemate early on. My striker was getting tightly marked, space was limited, and I just couldn't quite find that killer final ball to unlock his defence. On the flip side, his only shot on target came from a free kick. So attacking threat, pretty much non-existent. It was more of a patient, grinding match, one of those where you feel the pressure is building, you just need that one clean chance to crack it open. We win the ball back in midfield, quick transition, and Messi threads it into Dango. Immediately you can see a clear overload on that left hand side. Vitinha makes a run, receives it in his stride, lashes a shot at goal, keeper gets a hand to it but can't hold on, and then there's Dango, right place, right time, and it's a simple tap in. And that's what happens when you press high and exploit the space. Clinical team goal. This next match was without doubt the toughest of the lot. The opponent came in bold, running a 3-3-4 formation, all out attack with some serious names on the team sheet. Up top, Andy Cole leading the line with that killer instinct, Maradona floating in the hole, causing all kinds of problems, Denilson dancing down the wing, Roberto Carlos pushing high and whipping in those trademark rockets from the flank, and to top it off, Casillas in goal, safe hands and world-class reflexes. This wasn't going to be a quick job. With so many forward players, he was dangerous, but it also meant space to exploit if I could weather the pressure. And it's Upamecano who's got his momentum sort of locked in there wrongly, but he does get back in just to put enough pressure on him, and he hits the post. So a little bit lucky on that occasion, but my passing was off a little bit in this match. Amount of times I played a through ball, but look at this. He's changed his attacking strategy to all-out attack. That's basically sending another defender forward. Crazy. But he was just going for it. Maybe he looked at my squad and underestimated me as a player, or he thought about that early chance was easy and he just thought, well, I'm going to get the job done quickly here. I don't know what he was thinking, but he does change it later on. Look at this. Like I said, the passing was just off. The 1-2 was on there. So I reacted to his all-out attack with setting my attack and defense strategy to attacking. So now I've got extra players going forward. Now I'm a real threat. And here, through on goal, what a save from Casillas. What a save. Plays the long ball. But I can gobble those up all day long. Here you go. Cutting him open again. And it's a really good block to deny Lionel Messi. Now, it's always a bit risky throwing the cross in, especially with his taller players. And probably better in the air in terms of his stats, but managed to tidy that one up. As it was the last man back, just clear it away. He gives it away to Messi, but unusual poor first touch from Messi. This time he goes long, but obviously got that man marking on his wide players, so that shuts that down. We're starting to get control. Can you see it? We're starting to get him pinned back a bit. We're having more players up front, so we should be doing better with these opportunities, but it's a little bit difficult sometimes. There I should have perhaps played the through ball. Not sure why I went out and wide. Maybe I just didn't feel comfortable trying to thread it through. This time I decided to go do a little short corner here after the last one. Got around him nicely. Low cross. Well intercepted though. Did really well to intercept that one. So I went with 2 men this time. But that pass was not supposed to happen. That was supposed to be a short pass, but I don't know what happened. Cole threw on goal, but then I realised he was sprinting. I'm pushing him back anyway. So I pulled the goalkeeper out. And I knew he'd run into my goalkeeper because he wasn't releasing that sprint button. Risky, yes, but with experience you just know when to do that. When to catch your opponent off guard. If I stayed on my line, he could have just run through and smashed it. And chipping goalkeepers in this game is really, really difficult. I think Konami really need to sort of address that in the next update. Because the chipping is it's almost impossible to do. Like a proper chip. Not just a little dink chip. And here, throw on goal. But look at the touch. Every time I was killed by the touch. But you can see me getting the chances. Now he's adjusted to that. Because he's now gone for an attacking strategy. Not all out attack. He switched it. I didn't see when he switched it. But he's just switched it right now. Beating Andy Cole in the air, but he wins the second ball. But I'm on him straight away. That pressure. I think he's offside here. No. Again, poor first touch. Had that all game. But the through ball not quite there. His players first to pretty much everything. And you understand that because this is why you spend money on players. To have the better players, to have those better stats. Again, charge the goalkeeper out. This time he tried to pass it. See, that's the problem. You can, if you're on the angle like that, you can, oh, hits the post there, but a bit unlucky for him, but lucky for me. But yeah, like I said, on the angle, you're pretty safe at running the goalkeeper out. And what is my goalkeeper doing there? What is he doing? I literally pulled him out. I was thinking, okay, I don't need to bring the defender back and pick up the ball in a dangerous area. Just pull my goalkeeper out, but then he just he sort of flaps at it. Don't know what he's doing. It took my air. The jury's definitely still out on him. Long through ball down the middle. And here I was like, wait a second. I'm playing like he is, just like spamming it forward. I was like, I need to get control of this game. It's too much like basketball. It's like end to end. I don't like that. I want to be dominant. I want to literally control the game. And at that point I was like, right, let's play properly, Spoony. It just wants to launch it downfield. Don't want to try and play out with, because he's got so many forwards. Want to go over the top of those. Get it past his sort of front press. And once you get it past them, you've only got, what, 3 defenders to face? So, yeah. Half time, it was time to make a change. It's time to bring him the most dangerous deep line forward player, Kylian Mbappe. And my goodness, what an impact he made. What impact. Just watch this. It's the Mbappe show from here. Rodri picks it up. That's why I have him in that anchorman role. And then here we go. Mbappe time. Fake shot. Skips past 1. Skips past 2. Bang. Bottom corner. What a goal. What a goal. What a game. So after 12 matches, here's the bottom line on the tactics. High pressing. Quick passing through the middle. Absolutely lethal. 3 matches were done and dusted by the 3rd minute. That's right. 3 goals. 3 early exits. Only 2 players made it even past the 23rd in-game minute. Whether it's slick link-up play, forcing turnovers, or just suffocating opponents with pressure, they simply couldn't cope. It wasn't just about the star players. It was how they were used, fluid positioning, overloads, and relentless momentum made all the difference. 12 games, 12 wins, and most of them were over before the other guy could even settle in. That's all from me, ladies and gents. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.